They were both jealous of each other. One was a scientist. She always knew what was right. She did her math, she did her science, she did all by design. Exactly like a square and a rectangle, and all that Earth gave. Yet, don't be fooled, she was still different. She still wanted something different. She was sarcastic, unique. Who wouldn't fall in love with her? And then on the other side, we had a fairy pretending to be human. Oh, like me. Crazy. Never feeling at peace because her pain was too deep. And yet she tried and she tried and she tried. What took this other woman 5 years to the fairy took 20 years. They were just different. The fairy always felt that she was less than this woman because she was different. She didn't belong to this earth. So everything took longer. And it was hard and complicated, unfortunately. But the more the fairy allowed herself to fly, the more she realized she was just different. And yes, she will always feel jealous of that other woman because any man and woman could love her more normally, differently. Differently because she was different too. She liked to do different stuff and form part of this world differently. And yet, she carried a structure that the fairy didn't carry. Oh my love, that killed the fairy. Because she knew the fairy could be loved by men and women, but never with the simplicity. Because the brain of the fairy just worked differently. She processed the world differently. She had too many pain points. Again, everything took 20 years for the fairy and just 5 years for her. The fairy thought she's better. And funny enough, the more the fairy learned to love herself and realized that yes, to be with the fairy was gonna cost a lot, not because she was less or because she was complicated, but because she was just different. Someone would accept her just as she is, and the fairy would stop feeling like she was too much to love and carry, not because they needed to carry her to save her, to carry a sovereign pain, I see your pain, let me create a space for it, and let me make it seem like I carry it. I cannot carry it, but I'm there. And the fairy realized she could also have that, just like that other woman who was a scientist and a square on Earth. Funny enough, like I was saying, the more the fairy loved herself, she realized that the scientist was also jealous of the fairy. The scientist always acted like nothing was happening, that she could ignore the fairy however she liked, that the fairy was just crazy and or just another one. But the fairy, the more she loved herself, she realized that the scientist could only wish to be as creative as the fairy. And the fairy realized that she could only wish to be as organized and of this earth because it was needed as that scientist. So if a man or a woman who had to decide who to choose and pick, the fairy realized it was the one that just knew she was the one. And that was love on Earth.